I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open up America.
I was with you. And this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. Thanks for joining me. As a reminder, Reunite Sandy Speaks is our goal and our mission is to document the inequalities, the anti-black hate crimes committed to black people by the government and by private organizations, or just us living in a country that is to America, because it's two different standards for us, that we're not equal, and we're not treated the same way as the other man. And so I just did a video about Carmelo Anthony, and it was so long. So this one I'm going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. And so let me write this. Yeah, you guys, I was trying to do it together, but y'all know I be just ranting. I'm going to listen. I want to make videos like 20 minutes because other YouTubers are doing that. But then some go as long as 40 minutes to an hour. Y'all, I'm long-winded. But I think that when I talk about these videos, you guys, I be want to talk. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's sad and depressed. I just be want to talk. That's just my nature. So I'm gonna try. I want to make the videos like 20 minutes. We'll see. Anyway, you're not gonna go for my notes. So, hey family, in this video, I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. I'm not a football fan, but the issue with Shedeur came across my radar. It's my understanding that Shedeur is one of the top-ranked quarterbacks, that he was slated to be in the first round pick. Based on what I saw on Twitter with, what's his name, Skip Bailey. And you guys, I thought he was mean. I don't know Skip Bailey. I don't follow sports like that. But you know how they have buzz on the internet. I thought he was mean to Shannon Sharp, and he was being racist to Shannon Sharp. Skip Bailey was going off about Shedeur Sanders. And you guys, there is some anti-black consciousness in this country, but some white people don't want to be associated with that. And I feel bad. I don't want to paint every black white person with the same paint stroke. I want to put that jacket on them. To some white people who were raised, especially within the church and Christian values, not saying all with Christian values, but that they adhere to American values, that we all created equal, to judge a man by his character, not by the color of his skin. Some white people, maybe they have some unconsciously, you might. This is what I believe. If you have conflict with a non-black, with a black person, and you're a white person, my own husband weaponized my blackness. My husband weaponized my blackness. I think in many instances that they will use that power against you because they know there's an unconscious idea that we are second or we are last. You guys, I do not know why balloons came up in this video. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, we're going to keep on going. What was that? Anyway, Skip Bailey was going off. I didn't even know. I asked myself, what's going on with Deion Sanders' son? He's like, Mom, he was supposed to be in the first round. And he was like, I don't know a lot about football, but he was like, Deion was really very good. See, I only hear stuff passively, peripherally. I don't know like the sports stuff. But my understanding is that Deion's really done good things for his community. That he's a prime example. And so let me read this, you guys. I don't know a script, and you guys know I have notes. So I'm going to get into it on this video. You can learn, I don't even know. I'm gonna read from the script because I'm messing up, and this is what happens. I'm suffering from depression, so my mind goes blank, especially because I feel the emotions of what happened, and I know this is about blackness, and I have a lot of racial pride. As a Black American, I we just sit and think that this has gone on for so long, and I'm not in a place of, I acknowledge what it is, but I'm not in a place of acceptance. In order for it to change and really change, it has to do with our behavior, and I can't stress that enough. And this has to do with how I was raised. Is that I don't look for someone else to do things. See, I just want to say this properly, and I don't want to offend anybody because I know what it is to be a black in this country, and because I'm about accountability, some people would rather say we live in a system of anti-blackness, that the system's against us, that we're minorities, but we can overcome this, and I'm sure, and I know that, and it has to begin with our behavior, our consciousness. When Kanye West talked crazy, there were like 20, 30,000 tweets from Jewish people. And just Kanye saying crazy stuff. In the case of Shedeur Sanders, there is an unconscious and conscious unspoken rule in America of going against Black Americans whenever there's a dispute. I want to get into the philosophical aspect. Family, it's about our blackness. It's not only about our blackness, I should have said. It is about our blackness, but it's more about the hierarchy. We're at the bottom. We, us, me, and you have to stop looking for someone to save us. If the majority of Black men knew intuitively to protest saying no NFL, these behaviors wouldn't continue. If we were raised, taught, conditioned, and you guys, I'm not for the aggression. The aggression happens because we default to what's called the reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is the reptilian and neocortex. They do not work together. This is why it's fighting in poor Black neighborhoods and schools, because the brain defaults to reptilian. And reptilian is the bare basics: eat, sleep, and sex, and protect yourself. The neocortex is the human part of the brain. It's a rationalization part of the brain, like, oh, maybe he's like not in a good mood because his dog died. Okay, that's what we can rationalize and think more human. But I think as a culture, as a group, because of our condition was living in captivity, many of us default to reptilian. So when the reptilian brain is online, we are less patient. We don't think like multi-dimensional. It's a reptilian brain. It's just it's primitive. It's eat, sleep, and eat, sleep, and sex, and protect myself. Why am I saying that? And that's one of the things that is impeding on our ability to be strategic and purposeful in our response. Okay? That, it's painful. It hurts. We don't want to talk about it. There's many reasons why we've been conquered, and this is continuing. But what has to happen, this is what this platform is for, this is my purpose, is that we have to change our behavior. And so some Black people are going to be like, we didn't do this. They're the ones that are racist. They're the ones that are harming us. Which is true. But to sit and think that they're going to change it is crazy. they're the ones that's doing this to us. And a lot of it is rooted in selfish human nature. I want to be in control. It could be fear of losing your control and your power. That can be innate. And that's why it should be innate for us to secure our power in this country, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me read this to you because I will go on a tangent. Family, I believe it's our time. I'm not a racist. I love people in general. I'm a social butterfly, and that's the truth. I grew up in New York. I'm accustomed to being the only black person in class. I was often the only black employee. Being a minority in a work environment, I knew I was different, but I basically ignored the microaggressions. So to be honest, I didn't recognize the true difference until I married this white person, and then I really saw the difference. To be crystal clear, that he was privileged. I'm going to tell you the story. Remember the Will and Jaden Smith movie, The Pursuit of the Pursuit of Happiness? Remember, Will Smith's character was having the worst day. He was faced with obstacles after obstacles, and I kind of giggled and whispered to my husband, my white male abusive husband, something like, have you ever had one of those days? You know, it's Murphy Law. Like, you get out of bed, you stump your toe, you get in the car, and your phone died, and your charger's not working. You run, you get into an accident. Like, things happen, and I honestly believe that it's called Murphy's Law. But you guys, when I asked him like that, his response to me was kind of indignant. When I think about me asking him that, I always go back to how he made me feel. When I said it to him, I was just giggling. You remember Pursuit of Happiness? The Pursuit of Happiness, he was having a bad day. Okay, you guys, I've had many of those bad days. Now, I'm sure you have too. But I kind of laughed and said to the white guy who I was married to, have you ever had that happen? And you guys, his response was aggressive. He was like, no. And the way he responded was like, how my perception of his response was like that was beneath him. And you guys, I'm to this day, I'm baffled by his response. Because yes, probably white male, well-to-do men probably have less bad days than average black men. Average black people, okay? But his response was, thinking about it, it always kind of like shakes me, because we were sitting in the movie and I just said it laughing because I'm like, bro, I've had one of those days before. And you guys, I'm not going to get too deep, but I believe in the law of attraction. And that's probably what I was getting at when I mentioned it to him, that my understanding is how you have bad days is, in the analogy, I think in the law of attraction, you stump your toe, and then one bad event happens after the other, and it's about memory, your mindset, your consciousness. So when I said that to him, more than likely knowing me, we're in the movies, but that's probably where I said to him, because I knew that about the law of attraction. His response was, no, I've never had one of those days. And he was indignant about it. And my takeaway from this person who I was married to for over 23 years, he still sees me as a subordinate. He still sees me as inferior because I'm black. And that he is above having a bad day. That's how he responded. And I hope I'm making sense to y'all, you guys. I know, again, I'm going to get on my tangent. Look at my nose. Anyway, okay, I'm going to read this to you because I put notes. So I'm going to, for me, because I'll struggle you guys. So I'm going to read part of what I wrote, and it relates to this guy when I said that to him, okay? Maybe it's less probable for white males to have such a bad day like that. I have strong emotional response to this man because he was very abusive. The memory of the tone of his, a case of Shedeur Sanders amounts to white privilege. That was a flex. And what I need you to understand, that is all NFL teams colluded to harm this one boy and his father. That they were willing to go to such lengths. And which is horrible. But they were able to do it because they work together and they're willing to collude together. Okay? I'm having emotions about this, guys, because I had horrible things happen to me, and people did horrible things to me. Individuals in different work environments and different departments harmed me because I'm black. And I'm still struggling with the idea that they want to hurt us just because we're black. So, we are taught that all men are created equal. Black people with integrity judge based on what to be fair, but to level the playing field, we have to consciously prioritize our group. To some degree, I struggle with the idea because I do believe all men are created equal. I don't want to not address issues equally rationally, but this requires, it's desperate times require desperate measures. And you guys, I'm not going to lie, a lot of this is my pride. Over and over in my mind, I think when I'm going through what I'm going through, I think to myself, they've had us like this for 400 years. And part of it is that we have this mental ailment, socially engineered, to think it's nothing we can do. This is their country. This is their system and family. It can't be any further from the truth. This is our country. We built this country. And part of me, you guys, this had something happen to me. I wasn't raised this way. Because all this happened to me, someone said you got a wake-up call, which is probably true. I don't like to differentiate. I don't really differentiate. I hang with everybody. I'm that social butterfly that I have friends from every nationality. I live amongst Asian people, okay? So I don't naturally think, oh, let me take care of black people. I don't even know how to say this because it's not who I am. But the fact is, we've been conquered. And in order to overcome this, we have to change our behavior. I talk to black men. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to keep going because I know I'm going on a tangent. One of my daughter's friends during COVID, my daughter's friend, he's a black kid. He's Haitian. Good kids. I love him to death. But during 2020, the George Floyd stuff, he lives in, I think, Rhode Island or Long Island. And he was having a conversation with his friends about what was going on. I think it was the George Floyd thing. And his white friends said to him, what are you doing about it? What are you doing? And his response to them was I'm not doing anything. I shouldn't have to do anything. I didn't cause this, y'all did. And I didn't correct him. I let him feel. It was during COVID. It was when we were seeing black men being murdered and harmed left and right. I was not going to address him or correct or challenge his feelings and emotions at that time. But part of the problem, he has a right to his feelings, but the part of the problem is expecting someone else to change your condition is crazy. To expect someone who's causing you this harm, that's been harming you for 400 years, to think all of a sudden out of the blue that they're going to start doing things to help you, to put you in a better position when they benefit from the privilege. I didn't correct him, but the white kids said that to him because that's how they're raised. You have a civil duty to do what's best for your people. I was enraged about Shedeur Sanders. That's a young man. And for us as a people, and I don't watch sports, us as a people to sit and see what's happening. And my son was like, Mom. And I was like, what's going to happen? I was like, well, will he get to get picked at all? And then my son was like, Mom, he's going to be picked. If he gets picked, my son was scared they weren't going to pick him at all. But he was like, oh, he'll be like second or third string. His money will be less. And not that money's an issue for this kid, but watching that hurt me. And I know to other people who were conscious and cognizant of it, hurt them too. And family, I just cannot stress this enough. It's time to make this shit stop. If black men were conditioned, Skip Bailey was going off. Skip Bailey was mad, y'all. Okay? The response should have been, bro. My son was like, Mom, I haven't watched an NFL since what's his name? Oh gosh. Is it Kirkpatrick? Kirkpatrick, y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? He's like, Mom, I haven't watched the NFL since then. You guys, you're going to have to compromise something. We're going to have to give up something. And if you're thinking, oh, he has a good life, he has a lot of money, he's going to get to play. It's not about that. It's about them flexing. That was a flex. That was like, let me show you what I could do. And because of that, how many people watched that? How many people were emotionally inflected or influenced by that? I don't even watch football, that affected me. It's time that we make that shit stop, you guys. Let me see my notes. I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. When incidents occur like what happened to Shedeur Sanders, I think it's our civil duty to acknowledge it in a way that threatens the livelihood of the anti-black culprit, such as no NFL. You can't have the mindset that it won't lead to change or that others aren't following suit. So what I'm saying to you is, by design, because of our condition, many of us are prone to have negative thoughts, not believing that we can change. And it has to do with our condition. Me going through depression and me feeling hopeless every day. When I'm a cancer son, so I'm an activator. I have a leader mentality. I was the person in our family that took care of everything, got it done, fixed problems. I have been suffering from depression, and I struggle with getting out of bed because of anti-black hate crimes against me. So I recognize that many of us might think, I don't have it in me. I don't want to talk about it. It's too painful. I'm just going to accept what is. And you guys, this is our time, y'all. It's our duty. This is Reunite Sandy Speaks, and I'm documenting the anti-black civil rights violations by the government and private entities. Family, those who experience these heinous crimes don't deserve it. Too often we look to the oppressor to save us. It isn't their responsibility. It's our responsibility. I'm open to pushback. If you feel something about this, please leave a comment. I hope you watched this video. You may not have enjoyed it, because I know I was very this is hard for me. And I keep on saying I'm going to try to get better. I'm not a quitter. This is hard for me. And you know what I'll do? I'll show you by showing my heart rate. I've got this Apple Watch, and my heart races because I'm thinking about this. And the reason why I'm thinking about this, I believe everything happens in divine order. And horrible things happen to me, and I'm going to try to use what happened to me to make the state of California acknowledge that there are a party to the anti-black hate crimes. Look, 107. And it's not like when I work out, you guys, my heart rate goes to 145 to 155 when I'm working out. My resting heart rate is 65. You can't see it. Wait a minute. How can I get where you can see it? It'll show you where it was. It was at 72. My resting heart rate is 65 to 70. So before I start talking about this, it's raising over the course of me talking to you guys. Listen, I'm going to do more videos. I'm going to talk about Camilla Anthony more because some other stuff has happened. But this is about Shedeur Sanders and to the black women too. But family, we've been conquered. And they intentionally go after black men. Men are the heads. They're the head of the group, of the community. It's the man. I cannot stress that enough. And they purposely try to emasculate, buck break men. That's how they have conquered us. So to the men, I'm going to ask you, this is going to be a work in progress, and I'm not asking that you do something that causes you any harm with your job or your community, but we have to, at some point, overall, get on the same page. When things happen like this, we should intuitively, because they did this, the tweets, and they'll know the logarithms, or on Instagram, whatever social media, should be like, I'm not watching the NFL. I'm not buying tickets. You have to say that, you guys. Not only do you have to say it, you have to do it. Listen, I'm not going to keep going, but I'm going to give you an example. And I probably said it to you guys before. There was something that happened with, you guys, I'm going to tell you this whole story. Okay, I'm going to rant for a second. When Starbucks put those boys out, when they were just sitting waiting for their friends, it happened in, I think, South Carolina. I'm in California. I've been to a Starbucks since then, maybe once or twice, maybe in the past year, but this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. You wouldn't see me in a Starbucks. And the reason why, it wasn't just I was not going to patronize them, but I didn't want people, your community. This is what I'm talking about. Why our hierarchy, we're at the bottom hierarchy. I didn't want any other group to see me in a Starbucks knowing they did this to us. Do you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't just, I'm not going to spend my money with you. I didn't want other people to be in Starbucks to know what happened to us and me to go into Starbucks. It's like, I don't have any civil pride. And you guys, I'm going to tell y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all know about that. But Starbucks took action. Long story short, the supervisor of the people who did that was asked to fire them, and the lady didn't. She sued Starbucks and won $26 million for racial discrimination using the 14th Amendment that was made for you and me. Do you understand what's happening? Do you understand? Ain't nobody gonna save us. It's been going on too long. It's just our time. Listen, I'm a 20th. This is Reunite, Sandy Speaks. Y'all come fuck with me.
They see skeletons, they killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricate it and hide it. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, will you have compassion the next time you approach us? Yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't Tyson, riots of violence heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not